Source came along in terms of originally being what was called Interaction.
And basically what that was a community service center for the students to go out and volunteer with about 30 different organizations throughout Baltimore City. I started having medical students and nursing students just showing up at my door and saying, we don't have any other staff member within our schools that are helping us do this work, and we're hearing from public health students that that's what you're doing. Can we work with you? And community partners were saying, can't we just have one place to call to get volunteers from these 3 schools that are located side by side at Johns Hopkins?
What students were doing was being perceived as being done by Hopkins, but wasn't being coordinated at all across the 3 institutions.
And so the idea was, should we have some type of tri-school center that would work together? And that's really where the idea of Source came from.
I remember those initial discussions, and I still remember when we came up with the acronym Source, and it was just an immediate, like, that's it. We all know it was it, and it was the perfect way to summarize what it was we were all doing.
Mindi really worked very hard to bring the deans of the 3 institutions together and agree to co-fund and co-localize this organization called Source.
And it evolved into the incredible Source that it is today.
We work to respond to community identified needs. So not only is this a learning experience for students, but there's mutual benefit.
One of the things that Source really tries to do is to ask, what are the needs of the students, what are the needs of the faculty, and what are the needs of the community-based organizations in Baltimore City?
So being a community fellow has allowed me to speak with professors from all 3 schools, figure out what their student needs are, and create opportunities for service learning for those students.
There's a lot of levels of positive interaction that goes on. Hopkins is an organization with so many heads and so large, and it's often difficult or confusing in terms of how a CBO can connect with Hopkins, but Source makes it very easy.
Source is one of the ways that the citizens of Baltimore and the organizations that serve the citizens in Baltimore to get access to the resources that are available at Hopkins.
It's not something that you have to think highbrow of, and it's not something that you have to prepare for, that the equalness of what the community partner brings to what I bring as a faculty member, to what the students are bringing as labor, if you will, because it moves into sort of this management partnership, are all equal.
If Source hadn't been sort of the conduit for communication, I don't think this partnership would have ever been formed, but it took Source to create that space for that to happen.
Had I not stumbled upon Source, I would just be dragging along.
There's a lot of relationship buildings that have happened through Source.
It's been, enriching from an academic and professional standpoint, but I think so much more has been out of the relationships that I've built.
What I enjoy most is just the camaraderie among students and to see the connection students feel to the community at large.
It's amazing to see young people who are that dedicated to serving.
Every single part of my organization can benefit from a student and can provide a student a service learning opportunity.
I think that our education at Hopkins is not just about what we learn in the classroom.
It's critically important that they apply that knowledge and those skills to actual problems and actual issues.
So what Source has done is really given me the opportunity to see how my work at Hopkins can be applied in a different setting.
Being able to be engaged through Source with that community has taught me a lot about the issues and priorities facing those communities and those whom we purport to serve.
And Source has also played a very instrumental role in the direction that I have chosen to go, both professionally and academically. And the lessons that I've learned will affect me for the rest of my life.
So I think the other key piece to this whole experience is the Source staff.
They have been wonderful mentors to me, and they are an amazing resource to both the academic side and the community side.
It's faculty, it's the Source staff, and it's the community all working and laughing together.
Mindi and the team and the number of conversations that we've had, the number of one-on-ones, the number of ways that we're friends, we're colleagues, we're champions of this work together, and that's invaluable and irreplaceable.
I've been in many different community groups and different organizations, and as soon as I mention that I work with Source, they know Mindi, they know Elizabeth, they like them, they want to work with them, they want to work with the students, and I think those are the things that help make Hopkins a better place.
Where now when people think of Hopkins, right, they're thinking of Source.